Aaron here from Honda Pilot Overland. Today we're going to upgrade my pod lights on my roof basket with some light bars, and we're going to show some footage of me off-roading at night at Uwharrie National Park. You can see some of the footage of my new headlight housings, how they look, and how my new light bar looks, as well as my high beams. I wanted to start off this video though by just talking about Vic Off-Road. They are now a sponsor of our build, and they are the company that sent us our new LED light bars. They reached out to me on Instagram and asked me if I'd be interested in demoing some of their products, and so that's what this upgrade is about. So one of the reasons that I'm excited about replacing these pod lights is that while they're up here on my roof basket, I have to be kind of careful to adjust them just right because they move up and down, side to side, and because of how the rubber spacer grommet here at the bottom is, they even sit side to side differently, even though they're not adjustable that way. And so even though these look pretty awesome, it always bothers me in photos how they aren't shining quite right. These particular pod lights are also they're spot lights, so they're very direct. The beam that comes out of them is very focused. And even though I have 4 of them and 2 more on the front of my grill, the coverage I'm getting is very spotty. Obviously, when combined with the headlights and everything else I have going on with the Pilot, it's pretty good coverage, but the light bar that I'm about to install is definitely going to be more smooth. I did some preliminary testing, and it's really neat how it has a spot and flood beam kind of combined into one, and it focuses the light in the center front of the car right where you need it. Alright, so let's take a look here at the 40-inch light bar first, because this is my favorite. It's the one that's going to be forward facing. And this is the Lightfox Vega Series 40-inch LED light bar. It's a really cool design. It's actually low profile. It's a single depth light bar, so you lose a little bit of the brightness, but it has better wind resistance, and I think on the front of my Pilot it's going to look really sharp. So you can see we've got all the hardware here that comes with. It's got these nice low profile mounts. We're going to be using that in a little bit. We go to install it. As you can see, it's pretty long, but very thin, low profile, which I'm really excited about. Nice. Let's point the camera up and kind of mock fit it compared to what I've got up there right now. Man, I might be able to get this thing to actually mount on the actual mounting points here. I didn't think I was going to be able to do that, but if that's the case, that's going to be really good. All right, now to the second light bar. I had to do some measurements and try to figure out, what size I should fit onto the back of my Pilot. This light bar should fit really well on the back, replacing the 2 floodlights that I have on the back. So on the back, they're not spotlights, they're actually floodlights. And the back LED is very useful for when you're backing up at night or you're backing up to a trailer. Back in the day, I used to do duck hunting with a little like John boat, and it was very useful for packing down to my boat at night. So here's the mounting hardware for this one. And it's basically a mini-me of the 40-inch model. I really think these light bars are going to revamp the look of my Pilot, and I'm super stoked to get them to test them out at Uwharrie with some night wheeling. But they're just so much shinier than what I currently have. Sweet. Alright, on the back here we can do a mock-up as well. Ugh. So I'm basically gonna mount this bar to these plates right here. So this side's gonna have a little bit more customization. But I can actually, from this angle, hook up, like I said, this, I have a light harness that's already on here right now, and it's compatible with these light bars. So I can actually turn this on for you right now, and we can kind of compare it side by side with the spotlights. Let's see what you can see here. So it might be hard to tell, but it's extremely bright. It has a lot more even coverage than these pod lights. And aesthetically, I think I'm gonna like the look of this bar a lot better than I like the look of the pod lights. This will be in a previous video, but I'm going to use the ratchet set that I won at the all-wheel drive festival. I actually pulled out a 10mm socket from a bucket to win this socket set here. These pod lights are probably going to find a new home on some of my other vehicles, specifically our blue CRV, which we won a lift for actually at the all-wheel drive festival as well. And as far as mounting goes, I'm going to mount it kind of dead center as far as height goes. If I mount it lower, you know, it would interfere with the back of the car a little bit more as far as shadows go. So I think right about here is going to be perfect. But I will need to fab up a mounting method for that. So we're going to move up to the front of the car. Alright, I finally got all the existing pod lights out of the wind fairing. Let's see what this first test fit looks like here. Alright, so it's the morning now, and I've had some time to think. And I went and dug through my garage, and I found some brackets from some rock sliders that I'm going to modify to mount my LED light bar up onto my roof. So basically we're just going to cut along this line and then cut off right here, and that's going to make a nice L bracket that we should be able to work with. Alright, so there we have, Evan, our first little bracket.
Is that hot?
Probably is a little warm if I didn't have my gloves on. So what we're going to do now is drill some holes. Alright, so I've decided to try to fix the angle on this a little bit, make it more right, or square. So I'm going to try to fasten this to this block, and then we're going to try to smash it with this sledgehammer. Oh, it definitely worked. So you can see right there, we smashed that a lot more square than it was. Good. I hate drilling sometimes. I need to get a new drill set with some smaller starting bits. Now obviously I'm going to paint the raw edges, but you can see that I have indeed made a bracket. Alright, so I've made some good progress up here. I was trying to figure out how I was going to get these mounting tabs to connect to this front light bar, and I decided to go ahead and just mount it directly to the wind fairing. It's actually really solid. It's not moving at all. In the future, what I'd like to do is do a wind fairing 2.0. And when I do that, I'm going to actually get rid of these mounting tabs, and we'll make the wind fairing just one flat black piece. This wind fairing actually, I think I've noticed an actual difference. This thing rides markedly better on the interstate with this wind fairing up here, which is awesome because I put a decent amount of work into it. So for now, you can see light through the holes for the mounting tabs. There's not a lot I can do about that. It's definitely a different look. I haven't decided one way or the other whether I like it better aesthetically than the pod lights. Like I said, it's at least not crooked. The pod lights were just all over the place. But I know for a fact that the light coverage from this bar is going to be way better than those pod lights were. So let's move on to the back. The brackets that I made should be perfect for mounting the 28-inch light bar to the back of the Pilot. Alright, so I got my little helper up here, and he helped me hold the 28-inch light bar up here. And so we got some holes made already in the roof basket, and then we used our pencil to mark out where we need to drill in the brackets that we made. I'm about to do that now. But we're getting close, huh, Evan?
You just have to drill like this.
Well, we need to drill in the other brackets, huh? And just like that, my 28-inch light bar is mounted to the rear of the Pilot. I think it turned out pretty good. I'm really eager to get this thing on the trails now at night. See how much of a difference these bars make compared to the Pro Comp lights that I had before. Alright, so let's see here. First of all, these are our normal just running lights, which are just LED plug and play lights. I think my main lights are Astar brand. Anyways, it doesn't really matter. Point being is I've got, you know, my fog lights here. Can't see it too much, but it's pretty bright. So we've got these are just our high beams here, and they're pretty bright too. They're just plug and play LEDs as well. But here's the moment of truth. Let's see how much the trail gets lit up with our new light bar. Yeah, it's pretty bright. I think the camera's picking that up pretty good. Yeah. It's got really good fill right in front of us. Like, there's not a lot of shadows with the light bar being up on the roof like that. And it's got kind of a nice warm look too. It's not too cool for LEDs. Sometimes the LEDs, like our high beams, they're pretty cool color, like bluish. But this is actually our first, well, not our first trail riding, but first trail riding at Uwharrie for sure at night. And we're meeting up with some friends who've already set up camp. We've got to figure out where they are on the Rocky Mountain Loop. We've got an idea of where they are, but we have to find them. All right, so here's another example of our light bar. So this is without the light bar, and that is with the light bar.
Yeah, that's
wow.
incredible. That's
pretty crazy. All right, let's see if we can find our friends. We will, but this is the clay climb.
I know.
Maybe they ended up where I said to be, even though they said that they didn't. You know?
Maybe they got lost and...
Or maybe we went down the wrong, or up the wrong trail.
Yeah. I know. I saw
Or
that.
maybe you had to go down the
Pretty
trail
tight.
that was going this way.
Well, our mud trains are not going to get a good workout this time. Everything's bone dry.
Oh, or not. They're just going to go right through there. Okay.
Let's follow them.
Yep.
They knew where Andrew and Whitney are.
Sure.
I wonder if I need to turn off my lights.
Oh yeah, you gotta turn off your big lights on top. Right? Do you have your big lights on still?
Yeah, is it? I don't know what protocol is. I don't know what common courtesy is. I kind of wanted to keep up with these guys though.
Yeah, we are squeaky. I can hear it.
a little bit.
What if it's just the car's farts?
All right, here we go.
Ooh,
This is a
that's
shining
looking kind
for
of
us.
gnarly.
Yeah, last time we went through the ruts. Today I'm straddling it because it's not wet.
Right.
All right, I'm gonna turn my lights back on.
Okay.
It's amazing how big of a difference they make. It's like night and day. Huh?
It's like night and day.
No, I'm pretty sure we're,
Oh. Okay.
nut check.
Nut check. Something like that.
It's like day and day.
This is them for sure.
Put your blankets off.
You got
Turn.
it on.
Yep.
Hey guys, we made it.
We made it! Whoop whoop!